Alright, hell yeah. So we have the 100, we have all the prime numbers between 0 and 100. And I just thought this was so fascinating to group them. Because what happens is I've been trying to use no calculator, and if I do get a number, I'm trying to factor it. And so even just before this video, I got the number 61. And I don't know, If I had to figure out if that's prime, I can tell it's not divisible by 2. I can tell it's not divisible by 3 because it adds to 7. It's not divisible by 4, 5, 6, well, it's not divisible by 3. 7, I have no idea. I would have to go 70 minus 7. That's going to be 63, so it's not divisible by 7. 8, no. 9, hell no. 10, no. 11, it's not 66. 12, it's not even. 13, I don't know. 13 times 10 is 130, half that. So 13 times 5 is going to be 50 and 15. That's going to be 65. Okay, so it's not by 13. 14, hell no. 15, hell no. 16, hell no. 17, I don't know. 17, It could be 3 times 17. I'm going to say that's 21. 3, 4, 5, 51. And 51 plus 17 is not 61, so no. 18, no. 19, I don't know, could be 19. So 3 times 19, are we getting closer? So we got 27, 3, 57. So it's not 19, it's not 20, it's not 21, it's not 22, it's not 23. Well, it could be 23. Is 23 a prime? Hell yeah. So it could be 23. It could be 23 times 3, and that's going to be 69. So hell no, it's not 23. It's not 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 is 3 times 3 times 3, so it's not 27, not 28, not 29. Is 29? What is 29? 29 is also a prime number. So this is good going through the numbers up to 61, because I'm 29, I don't know, I didn't know that was a prime number. 23. Yeah, I didn't know 23 was a prime number. Going in reverse, 19 is 19. Yeah, I guess 19, 17. And then what I'm learning is hey, there's at least 4 in here. So 19, 17, 13, and 11. There's 4. In the tens group, there's 4. In the ones group, there's also 4. 2, 3, 4, 7. 2, 3, 5, 7. Sorry about 4. So 2, 3, 5, 7. And then so in the 20s, we got 23, 29. We got 31. So let's keep going. We have 30, no, 31. Did not know 31 was a prime, but hell yeah, twice it's going to be 62. We're getting close. And so 32, no. 33, no, that's divisible by 3. 34, hell no. 35, hell no. 36, hell no. 37. I think that's a prime, probably, and it is, 37. So 38, 39, but is it divisible by 37? No, because double that would be 60, 74. Okay, so we got 40, 41. How about 41? That's a prime. And no, because we're already at the halfway point. So if we've passed the halfway point for a number, so if I pass 30, I know this is a prime number. So at least we're on point with that. So hell yeah. So we did it kind of, So 40, there's going to be 3 of them. Can I see that? 40, 42, hell no. 43 is a prime. 44, hell no. 45, hell no. 46, hell no. 47 is a prime. 48 is even. 49, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Why is 49? That'd be kind of an interesting one. So 40, now we're going to do that same process. It's definitely not divisible by 2, 3, 5. 49 might be divisible by 7, and cool. So it's 7 times 7, and now remember that. So 49 is not a prime. Is there any other odd ones between, this and 100? 50, 51. How about 51? Maybe same thing. It's just what could that be divisible by? All right, and we're gonna go through the whole deal. Not 2. Oh, it's 6. So we got 51. 5 and 1 add up to 3. And so we could do 3 times 10. This is a good way to do it. 3 times 10 is 30. 30 minus 51 is 27, and we can see that 21 is divisible by 3 by 7. So this is 17. So this goes 3 and 17, and 17 is a prime. So these are tricky where you have like, big numbers that are just divisible by a big prime. Cool. Hell yeah. So 51, 52 is obvious, 53 prime? Hell yeah, it's prime. And then we got 54 obvious, 55, 56, 57, 57. Ooh, see, 57, in this category of 50s. So this is what I'm trying to like memorize. It's just like, I know in the 40s and 70s now I can see that there's just 3 primes each. So my road will be trying to memorize those. In the 50s, I need to have a way to realize that 51 is not a prime and 57 is not a prime. So I think the 50s are the trickiest. So let's see, let's start with 2. So, 7 and 5 is 12, so it's another divisible by 3. If this was 17, you know what I mean? This is 19, so this is 3 and 19, which is also 3 times another. So let's not psych ourselves out, because the next one that we're going to come across is 3 times 23, and that's going to be 69. That shouldn't psych us out too much, though. Not a prime. Hell yeah. All right, so we have 57 is not a prime because it's 3 and 19. 58, hell no. 59 is a prime. 60, hell no. 61, hell yeah. This was the one in question that got me thinking about this video. It's just like, and it was just cool because I have to just know the primes up to 30, basically 30 or 31, up to 30, because double 31 is 62. And if I can know the primes up to 30, and this is not divisible by any of those numbers, then this is prime. Hell yeah. All right, 62 makes sense. 63, that's divisible by 3. 64, 65, 66 is divisible by 3. So the 60s are pretty easy. 67, cool, prime. 68, even. 69, divisible by 3. 70. How about 71? That would be one where I'm just like, I don't know. It could sneak up on you. It could be divisible. Well, it's not divisible by 3. And so, hell yeah, it's just prime. 72, obvious. 73. Yeah, another one. You know what I mean? I don't know. But hell yeah. But 77 isn't going to be one because of 11. But we have 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, and 79. So the 70s are pretty classic. 71, 73, 79. 75 is 5. And then 77 is divisible by 11. All right, hell yeah. Let's finish this off. We have 80, obvious. 81. 81 is 9. I can remember that. 81. And you can add it to 3. So just even doing that, if I'm questioning large numbers, like 51 is divisible by 3. 57 adds to 12. 1 and 2 add to 3. And so those were the 2 largest ones so far that seemed a little bit tricky. All right, so 83 is prime. Cool. 84, 85, 86, 87. So 87 is probably another one. 8 and 7 adds to 15. 1 and 5 add to 6. That's divisible by 3. 87. And then how would we do this? Well, I would do it in reverse. I would say 3 times 10 is 30. And then times 3 of these, like a 3-pack of these, gets up to 90. Minus 3 is 87. So I'm going to have, this is 3 times 29. Hell yeah. And 29 that's going to be a pretty large prime. 3 times 31, that was going to be 93. And so we have to be looking out for that one as well. Hell yeah. So yeah. So that was 87. 88 is obvious. 89. Well, maybe that's not too obvious. No, 89 is a prime because it doesn't add to 3. And then we have 90, 91. 91 is not a prime. Holy Toledo. So this could be a bigger one. It's not a function of 3. Maybe it's a function of 7. So let's do 49 and 49. That gives us 98 minus 7, hell yeah, that's 91. So that one's tricky, because that's going to be, this is 7 times 7, so that's going to be 14 sevens. This is 9 times 13 is 91. That is a tricky one. So in the 90s, because we only have one prime, you know what I mean, 93, not so tricky, because it's divisible by 3, that's 31, times 3, and 31's a prime. So we have, so we did 91, 92 is obvious, 93, 94 is obvious, 95 is obvious, 96 is obvious, 97 is prime. We already talked about that one, right? Did we not talk about that one? Well, no, we said it was, did we not talk about this one? We did 3 times 29. That's almost like 3 times 30. That's 90. That's 87. And, which one are we doing? 90. Oh, and am I trying to figure out what this is divisible by? No, it is a prime. So I think that's where I just got hung up. So we can move on. That is a prime number. It's obviously not going to be divisible by anything. So 96 is obvious. 97 is the prime. 98 is even. And then 99 is divisible by 3. 33. And we have 100 is even. So hell yeah. I think we did a pretty good job running through the primes just, you know, as a one go. I'm not trying to memorize these because I think memorization sucks. I'm just trying to be familiar. At least I'm going to say like, hey, there's 4 primes in 40, 4 primes in 70. I think I remember that. And just know that 90, man, there's only 1 in that category. So hell yeah. So now that I'm doing my math without calculators, I can take a number and start to factor it. You know what I mean? Because if you have a number that's 2 times 3 times 17... I don't know, maybe you're going to divide it by a number that's 17 times 2. And you know what I mean? You got 1/3. So there's a lot of easy stuff you can do with your calculator. That's pretty sweet. Alright. I mean without a calculator. You know, just by hand. Hell yeah. So this was all the primes between 0 and 100. Booyah.